So now I'd like to bring Michael back up to the stage, Michael Gossling. As you heard, Michael is the co-owner of Do My Own Pest Control and the founder of Granting Grace Foundation for Childhood Cancer. And he is also the father of cancer warrior Grant Gossling. So please welcome him, and we all are needing recognition.
Emma, thank you for sharing that. That was very brave of you to get up here. And if that's not a testimony of how cancer affects the whole family, I don't really know what it is. And Olivia, wow, it's so awesome to have you here. All right, so try to lighten it up just a bit. So when Barbara asked me to speak tonight, I just want all of you in the room to know that I was not stressing this at all. I was a bit calm, cool, collected. I don't even know what I'm going to say. And to prove it to you how unstressed I've been about this, I want to show you my Facebook post from last night. Some of you have seen this, just be quiet. So I'm pumping gas, that's my truck, pump number 2. The Facebook post says, you might be asking yourself, hey Michael, where is the diesel pump on pump number 2? Well, it was there until I just drove off with it, still in my truck, and pulled it off the pump. Did I really just do that? Hashtag epic fail, hashtag so embarrassed. So yeah, I'm not stressed about this. For those of you that attended the Gala last year, you might remember that I had just come from the hospital on a night of no sleep, and it actually wasn't because I was with Grant. My wife and I welcomed baby number 5, baby Hudson, into our family the night before the Gala. I promise you I had a little more sleep, a little more energy this time. I'm definitely thankful that my wife Jude can join us tonight. What a difference a year makes. Hudson actually just turned 1 on July 25th, and my other son James and I share the same birthday on July 24th. So we all got into the cake action, as you can see, that weekend. And Hudson's walking all over the house, he's grabbing everything within 2 feet of the floor, and he keeps us on our toes, and he has just brought so much joy into our lives. 1 year ago, Grant, my son, was entering the last phase of frontline treatment for neuroblastoma. And this last phase of treatment was called antibody therapy. And antibody therapy is supposed to train your body to fight the tiny cancer cells that are left hiding in it. See, the hope is that by this point, after all the chemo, the radiation, the stem cell transplant, and the boat full of meds, that there should be little to no cancer left in the body at this point. Unfortunately for Grant, we never really got to that point of little to no cancer. We thought we did at one point, but cancer is a beast that loves to hide. Many of you know Grant's story, and you followed his journey, and for that we are forever thankful. I just want to personally thank all of you that have prayed for us and supported Grant and our family. After almost 2 years of fighting bravely, after his tired body had handled all that it could, Grant passed away in our arms on March 28th, 5 months ago tomorrow. Our lives are forever changed after watching Grant fight such an unfair battle. It wasn't long into Grant's fight that we realized just how much the need was there for childhood cancer, in the world of childhood cancer. And most of you know that for starters, childhood cancer is grossly underfunded by the government. Less than 4% of the National Cancer Institute's budget goes to childhood cancer research. Barbara and I both support the Rally Foundation, and unfortunately, it's on the shoulders of private organizations like the Raleigh Foundation for Childhood Cancer Research. Barbara and I both support their efforts, and the future of treating children with cancer is in the research for better treatments with fewer side effects, and hopefully one day a cure. But tonight I want to talk to you about the other side of childhood cancer that people rarely talk about, and that's how it affects the whole family. You see, a cancer diagnosis is not bestowed on the person, it's bestowed upon the entire family. When a child gets cancer, they're completely dependent on their family. In addition to weeks and months at the hospital, there are clinic visits, sometimes multiple times a week, and that child has to have transportation to all those appointments. These are not schedule when you can, work around your scheduled doctor appointments. Your child's life depends on these checkups and clinic visits. You pray that your employer will work with you through the years of treatment with flexibility and time off. Most of us are lucky that we live so close to such an amazing hospital like Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and the Aflac Cancer Center, one of the best in the country. However, many do not. Many families, already living paycheck to paycheck, now must deal with extended time off of work and driving hours and hours to get treatment. And that means more money for gas not already in the budget. Sometimes you have to travel to other states, other parts of the country to get a second opinion or specialized treatment, and that means plane fare and hotel stays. We spent well over 130 days in the hospital at the Aflac Cancer Center here in Atlanta. So what did I see when I was there with Grant? I saw children of all races, from all different types of backgrounds, battling cancer. You see, cancer does not discriminate. I saw children left at the hospital to take chemo without their parents, or sometimes a single parent, because they had to work and couldn't get the time off. If they lose their job, they lose their housing, and they can't buy food for the rest of their family. I've seen siblings hang out in the family room while their brother or sister takes chemo, and they're wolfing down ramen noodles because there sometimes isn't enough food at home. And by the way, Barbara provides the noodles for the Aflac Cancer Center. And I've consumed many one-hit ramen snacks. There are nurses here that can verify that. So thank you, Barbara. The Aflac Cancer floor can be a very sad place sometimes. But after hearing all of that, it might surprise you just how many smiles there are. First of all, I could speak all night about the amazing, selfless nursing staff that love on these children and fight alongside them. And I'm honored tonight because two of Grant's favorite nurses are here, Jennifer and Olivia. Can you please join me in clapping? So much trouble. We love it all. So what else have I seen? I've seen the faces of cancer patients and their parents light up when the Amanda Raleigh Foundation comes to serve lunch religiously every single Monday afternoon. I've seen smiles of the kids and parents beam across the room at the Breakfast with Santa event that Barbara and Steve do every year. Many of these families would not have had a Christmas if it wasn't for them. I've seen the smile of my own son, Grant. When he would check into the hospital, there'd be an Amanda Raleigh Foundation bag waiting for him, full of toys and activities for us to pass the time. I've seen some of the 1,000 Reasons to Smile trips that Barbara has done for her kids, where she takes them on a shopping spree or short trip somewhere they'd probably never otherwise be able to get. I've seen parents cry after receiving a gas card from Barbara to help them go to and from the hospital for treatment. And when she pays a bill because they missed too much time at work, to be by their child's side. I also want to make it a point, Barbara brought this up, and I think it's evident tonight, that many organizations just concentrate on a child battling cancer. But Barbara and Steve make it a point to not forget about the siblings. Whether it be goodie bags at the hospital or presents from Santa, she understands that cancer affects the whole family, and she includes the siblings in almost all the activities. I know that my kids really appreciated being a part of those things. I remember one time my firstborn son, James, after he got sick around Christmas, I think he got a cold or something, and this was after Grant had been through quite a bit of treatment, and he said, now that I'm sick, am I going to get presents and surprises like Grant always gets? So, I never thought that, he was only 5 or 6 at the time, but, this really does affect the whole family. He saw those things, and he was just waiting for him to get sick so he could get those things. It truly does affect the whole family. The Amanda Riley Foundation makes it a point to bring smiles to the entire family, not just the child battling. I have seen 2 of the strongest and selfless people I know work tirelessly to bring these smiles to these deserving children and families, day after day, week after week, and year after year. Where did Barbara and Steve get this kind of strength from? You don't have to look very far. It's right there in the name. The Amanda Riley Foundation continues the attitude and the life that Amanda radiated. I never had the honor and privilege of meeting Amanda, but I know from the pictures I've seen that her smile was infectious and that she cared about others dearly. Barbara and Steve, you are honoring your daughter well. I know what derived strength is from. I get it every single day from Greg. We derive strength from our children to carry on the fight for others still battling, to fight for the smiles and to fight for a cure. There are many places where you can give your money, but your attendance here tonight shows that you guys have made a great decision. I feel there's no better place to give of your hard-earned money than to support families battling childhood cancer. And no organization can bring genuine smiles like the Amanda Riley Foundation. I support their work, and I hope you will also. They are worthy of your time and your money. I urge you tonight to participate in the silent and live auctions and the raffle, and help the Amanda Riley Foundation bring more smiles to children battling. You see, after you've been sick for weeks, and maybe you just had a bad scan, or you got word that the cancer's back, it's not going away, or maybe you're the parent, having to watch your child go through the most brutal gauntlet of treatments imaginable. Watching your child smile for the first time in days or weeks, that is priceless. Take it from a dad. It's holding on to every last memory of the smiles the Amanda Riley Foundation brought to my son Grant. Thank you, Barbara and Steve. Thank you. Speaking of working tirelessly, for those of us that know Barbara and Steve well, let us just tell you that they truly eat, drink, and breathe the Amanda Riley Foundation. So much so that the only way we know how to make them slow down and take a moment for themselves is to literally force them to go somewhere for themselves. So Barbara and Steve, can you please join me up front? And I'd also like to invite personal friend and Amanda Rowley Foundation volunteer Carrie Green and friends, and Snellville City Councilman Bobby Howard and friends. Up front, please. Barbara and Steve, we all kind of got together behind your back. We wanted to do something special for you guys. I have a portrait here of Amanda in the center. And it says, bringing smiles to children's faces today in the midst of their battle. And that's what the Amanda Rowley Foundation does. And it's surrounded by pictures of the children that Barbara brings smiles to. So Barbara,
And Barbara and Steve, we can't thank you guys enough for all that you do and you continue to do. We love you guys so much, and we've got a little basket of goodies here for you. And you guys are the biggest difference makers around, and we love you guys.
Now, what I can see from here is, all the little conversation bubbles that go over people's heads when they're thinking something. Right now, you're thinking politician with microphone. So I can see an ONG over there. I can see, I need another drink over there. From a couple of my friends, I'm not going to repeat what's in theirs. Anyway, as you heard tonight from Michael and many others, Steve and Barbara don't think of themselves. Sometimes other forces have to do that. And standing up here with me, Aviv Coffin, my colleague on the Snellville City Council, Dave Emanuel, Tom Boers, Allison Greer, sitting back there and hiding, and many others wanted to do something for you. And that means you, Barbara, and that means you, Steve. And what we have decided to do is present you with a gift certificate to use whenever you're ready to Chateau Lawn, whenever you want to do it. Raise your hand. You were part of it. You're right over here. It is incredibly wonderful to have the opportunity to be in your life, the way that you do your life. And I want to say thank you from my heart for allowing everybody to be a part of your life through what you're doing. I sincerely thank you. And I think, didn't you have something? Yeah. I think Tom had something.
But wait, there's more. Okay, going back to how both of you dedicated your lives. And I know what you're thinking right now. That gift certificate could have been the donation to the Amanda Rowley Foundation. Well, so my wife and I were talking about that. And what we want to do is give you a check for $1,000 to match. Thank you so much.
promise. I'm almost out of y'all's hair. So our final speaker of the night is a very dear friend of mine. I met Aiden at the Aflac Cancer Center in the family room one day. I walked in, probably to get ramen noodles. Sitting at the table was this kid, Aiden, with his harmonica, and his mom, Tori, was there with him. And we talked briefly, and I was blown away at the maturity of this 13-year-old kid. And he was there to minister to the children, to pray for them and play for them. And he asked if he could pray right there in the middle of the family room for Grant. And he had never even met Grant. But he gave the most beautiful and heartfelt prayer beyond his years. Aiden would visit Grant and play music for him, and they shared some really special moments that I will remember forever. I think we have a jam session here for you. Since then, I've followed Aiden on his journey of telling the world about the joy of giving back. Aiden has given TED Talks. He's spoken to kids from 30 different countries about starting their own giving initiatives. And I recently got to witness Aiden in person speak at LeaderCast in front of tens of thousands of people. Aiden and his mother are co-founders of Aiden Cares, which is in their 8th year of service. I'm so happy that one of his platforms is to raise awareness for childhood cancer. Did I mention he has a song on iTunes called Stand With You? Yeah, this kid's amazing. Please join me in welcoming my friend, David. So Aiden doesn't know this yet, so this is pretty cool. You know this, right? No way. Today, in the mail, I think, right, Tori? Today? Aiden received a Point of Light Award signed by President number 41, George W. Bush. This is honoring individuals and groups creating meaningful change in communities across America. And Aiden is definitely doing that.